Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm very late in getting my video out this week. Usually I put it out on the weekend. It is now Monday when I'm recording this. I'm going to try to get it out today. But what happened was this past week was just busy with work, and then Lucky had to get spayed, poor thing, and have some other minor things done for her health. And she was just I needed to watch her, in other words, so I just didn't really have time. But it's kind of funny because over the weekend, I thought, well, I'll do something informal. I'll do a reading vlog. I actually thought I had to go to work, but it turned out I didn't. So I thought, okay, perfect. I have a relaxing day. I'll do a reading vlog. It's all good. I'm reading a couple books. And of course, just whenever you say to the universe, hey, today's an easy day. I can do whatever I want. Something happens. And it wasn't a disaster, but I was driving and Lucky hit this my window, my back window, and the window went down, but it wouldn't come up. So then I had to go to the garage and get it fixed. And I may include, just for fun, what that reading vlog turned out to be at the end, and you can kind of see where it went. I might do that, or I might just put it on my Patreon page. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, so I'll let you know at the end. If it comes up, you'll know I included it. Anyway, so it was just one of those days. But Lucky is fine. She's back to her old self almost, and she's on the mend. So what do I have today? Oh, well, I guess the big news is I have another book that just came out, and it's called Ravenscroft Hall. Here it is. I talked about it a little bit. This is out now in ebook. I had a little trouble getting the print book because they kept rejecting, Amazon kept rejecting the cover. So I should have that fixed by the time this video is aired. If not, it'll be ready soon. I just have to tweak it a little bit. But yeah, Ravenscroft Hall. And I'm running a special. You can get it for free through Tuesday. So I'll make sure this video is up before then if you want to pick up a free ebook copy. And also, if you're a patron, you get a free ebook copy of every time I put out a new release. So you might want to consider it. It's a bargain. But okay, so Ravenscroft Hall. Well, I have been doing my what I vowed to do about releasing a book a month, and I've been pretty much sticking with it. Not to say it hasn't been a lot of work. It really has. So this is a novella, around 40,000 words. What I did was I challenged myself with this project where normally I think I just kind of write what I want to write, and it usually ends up being, of course, in the horror genre or in a specific subgenre. But this time I said, I really want to write according to some of the specific romance, Gothic romance tropes. Gothic romance meaning the ones that I enjoyed reading when I was a kid, the girl running away from the castle, the whole thing. And I was reading Dean Koontz's book on writing popular fiction that came out in the 70s when Gothic romance was very popular as a genre. These were like pocket books that women mostly, I'm not saying women only read them, but at the grocery store, when you're at the checkout counter, they would have like one of those little racks, those revolving racks. And I really wish they would bring that back. Dean Koontz did a whole chapter on that in his book. And he wrote under, I don't remember the name of the pen name, but he did write Gothic romances. And he wrote in his book how he would, just knock it out in a week. I did not write that fast when I wrote mine. It took me longer than that. But, he gave me some real guideposts in that chapter about how to structure a Gothic romance and the style and the tone. So it was like a writing project, a writing challenge for myself. I did kind of give it my own little twist, but it's a pretty tropey, I'm really selling it, right? Pretty tropey Gothic romance. So I hope you check it out. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. So I have about 4 novels that I've already written. They're in different stages of completion. But the next one that I'm going to release is Code Red, my Waddy-winning story that I've had completely, not rewrote, but I polished and had it edited. And that should be coming out in, I'm going to say July. So I'm a little bit behind, but not really. I feel like I've actually been really cranking out a lot, and it's kind of proving to myself that I have been able to do it. And I'm trying not to just put out junk, I mean, I've been working hard to get these works up to the best that I can put them out. And what else? Oh, well, I've also been working on my novel that I started a year ago called Carney. This is a carnival horror theme, more of an adult story. It has a lot of sex in it. I've actually kind of forgotten. I put this in the shelf and left it there for almost a year and brought it out. And I noticed that Cemetery Dance, the publication, has an open call this month. So I thought, you know what? Just for a lark, I don't expect to get in, but you never know. I'm going to polish this up and submit it to Cemetery Dance and see what happens. So, with trepidation, I opened the file and was reading it. Trepidation meaning like, God, I don't even remember what I wrote in this book. But when I started reading it, I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed the story just as a reader. So I think that's a really good sign. Like I said, I don't know what they're looking for, but I'm going to put this one out there. And if it gets rejected, maybe I'll put it out to a couple more publishers, or maybe I'll just self-publish it. One of my goals, this year, my goal was to really up my output, which I've been doing. Next year, I'm really going to try to submit more instead of just going immediately to self-publishing. So I'm setting the goalpost a little higher each year for myself as a writer. I'm constantly practicing, constantly improving, and I enjoy the process. So I have Ravenscroft Hall. I'm going to say this is it was supposed to be for May, but let's push it into June. Then Code Red for July. I'm going to try to get Carney published. If that doesn't work, I'm going to hold on to that, kind of put it out a little bit. For August, I'm thinking of writing Code Red into a screenplay and submitting that to festivals. So it's not going to be a novel or another novel. It's going to be a screenplay, and then I have September short stories, and then October is going to be Lurking in the Dark. And let me tell you, I've been reading through all the submissions, and I've gotten some great submissions. I'm very excited, some new voices. I will have an announcement about that soon. So Lurking in the Dark is coming out in October. And then I'll have something coming out in November, December, probably just smaller works, but you never know. My novel, Black and Blue Ivy, which was my last year's NaNoWriMo project, which still needs to be finished and edited and all that stuff. But I have tons of material to get out. And it feels good. And it feels good to move it along. I am definitely doing the Heinlein's rules philosophy of writing now. I really am. That makes total sense to me. I've watched a lot of Dean Wesley Smith's videos on YouTube and read his blog. I have not signed up for any of his workshops. I mean, to be honest with you, $300 is a lot of money for a workshop. So what I do is just watch all the videos and try to fill in the blanks. Sorry, I'm an indie author. I don't have a lot of extra money to throw around these days, but I like his philosophy about writing as practice. I totally agree. I like his philosophy about not being too precious about your writing. Not that you're putting out garbage, but you have to write to practice, so you have to put out a lot and then publish it. Keep submitting till it's either someone picks it up or you publish it yourself and you move on to the next thing. I love this. This totally works with me. This might not work for everyone, but this is where I'm at with my writing and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I know that I'm improving. I can see where I'm improving, but I'm hoping that I get the readership that, not that I deserve, but, I just hope I get more readers. So I'll leave it there. So what else? Oh, speaking of Gothic romance, I have a bit of a haul. It's a healthy haul. What happened was my favorite secondhand bookstore, I've done videos in there before, in Newtown, PA, has a new owner, and she's lovely, and she reorganized the store. The horror section could still be improved, I have to say, but it's just basically one small bookshelf, and you have to kind of crouch down in between two other shelves to get to it. And, I'm not a contortionist, and my foot was asleep for a day after the last time I visited. But I had mentioned to her she had tons and tons and tons of Harlequin romances dating back to like the 60s. So if you are a Harlequin romance fan, you might want to take a trip to a vintage, Harlequin. You might want to take a trip to Newtown, Pennsylvania, and check out it's called the Newtown Book and Record Exchange, I think is the name of it, because they have music too. Lots of great treasures in there. I have found some wonderful things in there, and the prices are really good. But she had tons of Harlequin romances, which I pick them up every once in a while, but I'm not a connoisseur. And I had asked her, hey, do you have any Gothic romances? And she's a young woman, and she didn't really even know what I was talking about. That shows how far they have fallen out of popularity, just saying. But I'm like, oh, well, she's like, well, what do they look like? I'm like, well, they're like women running away from castles. So when I went in there last week, she's like, I remember you. You're the one who's looking for women running away from castles. And I was like, yes, I am. Well, she had cleared out the whole aisle and found some treasures. So let's get to them. I have seen these books before. I've actually had picked up a couple already in my travels, but I got a bonanza of the Saga of the Fenwick Women. If any of you guys are familiar with this series, please let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I did have a couple in my collection, but I got a bunch from this bookstore, and they were so cheap. I don't know, like $1 each maybe. When I went on eBay to try to fill in the blanks of the ones I'm missing, because there are 40 in all, I was shocked at how much they go for. Like this first one is called Augusta the First, and I'll do close-ups of all of them. I've seen it on eBay for like $15 and up. I've seen some really high prices on these. Now, sometimes they're just people put high prices on things. But yeah, I'm curious to see if any of you guys collect these. I have not read a word of these, but I'm going to start. Okay, so I'm not going to read the descriptions of all of them because that would take a long time, but let's just take a look at what I have. This is Augusta the First. Looks very stormy. I do like when the castle is on the ocean. That's my favorite. And when there's like a ship about to crash against the rocks, that's even better. All right, next we have Jane the Courageous. Green and pink is one of my favorite combinations. Margaret the Faithful. She looks a little more demure. Patricia the Beautiful. I loved that gown. That's gorgeous. Rachel the Possessed. That sounds like fun. We have some shadowy figure in the background. Savannah the Righteous. Rebecca the Mysterious. Eileen the Superstitious. Oh, that was number 14. So I was missing a couple numbers in there. And now I jump to number 19, Dorothy the Terrified. 20, Anne the Gentle. 22, Isabel the Frantic. 23, Evelyn the Ambitious. 24, Louise the Restless. And this is my favorite name of all of them. This is number 32, Olga the Disillusioned. So, like I said, they go up to 40, I believe, so I'm missing some. So, of course, I'm going to hop on eBay and A Books and try to fill in the blanks, but I'm going to start reading these immediately. I just finished a couple books. Although there is one of this series, now I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this one, but there is one that is super rare, and that one's called I'm Just Teasing You, Batilda. You got to learn how to take a joke. So anyway, that's a little bit of a hodgepodge about what's going on. Before I leave you today, though, I wanted to just say that my 4-year anniversary is probably already passed on booktube, and I wanted to do something special, something a little different, maybe something, it could be another song with Matilda, or I've done a lot of giveaways. I could do another giveaway, but I would like you to let me know in the comments below if there's something special you would like me to do. I would love to hear your thoughts. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by my haunted library, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello. Oh, the sun just came out. It was really blown out in the background. Oh well. I am here for a little bit of a reading vlog. I thought I was supposed to work today, and I kind of didn't need to come in. So I'm going to spend a little time with Lucky. And we're gonna have some mommy and me time at my studio because Lucky just got out of the hospital. She was spayed and had some other things done. So as you can see, she's not doing too good. She has the collar of shame on. And she just wants to spend a lot of time with me. And I need to keep my eye on her, kind of. So I'm gonna try to do a little reading while babysitting my pet. So I will check in. I have 2 books that I want to finish today, if possible. I'm almost done. I made the mistake of starting 2 books at once. I've done it many times. So, but they're really quick, easy reads. So I'm going to finish and get back. So these are the 2 books that I'm going to finish today. This is Beach House by R.L. Stine. I have just a little ways to go. It's fun so far, you know, it's kind of what you expect, but it's pretty suspenseful. And I don't know, see, I'm not an expert on these point horror books. I have a feeling these are maybe for a little bit of an older crowd, just because of the level of gore in it. Oh, Lucky, I hope you're okay. Poor baby, she's not happy. And then this is McNally's Secret by Lawrence Sanders. This is book 1 of the McNally mysteries, and I'm about halfway through this one, so we'll see how far I get. Took a break for lunch. Not very satisfying. All right, I'm gonna go back to reading. I actually set this is a very unflattering angle. I set my alarm, so I'm just gonna try to read for a solid hour. You can see this very cool art piece that my friend Alexis Carl made. Anyway, see you in a bit. Okay, well, something I have noticed about this book, it switches between like present day, I guess would be 90s, and I'm not even sure when this book was written, and 1956, and I'm definitely enjoying the 50s section much more, and I'm much more into that story, and when it switches back, I kind of feel like, ugh, of course, it's a really short book. I shouldn't complain, it's a fast read. I probably would be finished right now if I didn't stop to make this little video, but hey Lucky, how you doing? Just something I've noticed, and I think when you do that switcheroo as a writer, you have to make sure that both stories are equally intriguing. Just an observation. About an hour later, I finished Beach House. I had a very unsatisfying lunch, but that was all that was in my refrigerator except for the beer, and I figured maybe I should go for the Slim Fast, not the beer, at least this time of the day. So the ending was definitely like a Deus Ex Machina, I think I'm saying that right, ending, really out of left field, but it was fun. So I think I'm gonna take a little break and then get back into the next book. I got thirsty, I'm gonna get some iced tea. Lucky needs to take a little potty break. You can hear her panting. I got the AC going in the car, but it's still really hot. I don't like to have her in the car when it's this hot. Of course, I never leave her in the car when it's this hot, ever. Should never ever do that, even for a second. Okay. Get someone up my ass here. I'm pulling into Dunkin'. Let's see what's going on. I've noticed since Lucky came back, she's been very needy. All right, Lucky, I'm gonna try to get you in the other seat here.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, may I please have a large iced tea, no sugar, please?
Large iced tea, no sugar, anything else?
No, that's it. Got a big ass iced tea. Did I say ass? I really don't like to curse on my channel. I used to curse like a sailor until I realized how obnoxious it was. So I really have been trying in my older years to eradicate that from my vocabulary. Anyway, we're going to go into the park and take a little walk. And I'm looking forward to reading my McNally book. It's so much fun. We've got our little community garden here. Some of my friends participate in the garden. I really should park in the shade, but alas, we're stuck here. But it is such a gorgeous day, so you ready for a walk, Lucky? Let's go. Lucky, don't you want to walk? Come on. She doesn't, maybe because her legs are bandaged, she doesn't want to walk too much, but. So right after we left the park, Lucky put her paw on my back window, and what happened was the back window went down and it wouldn't open, so I ended up having to go to a garage, and long story short, I ended up at the bar waiting for my car to get fixed. I dropped Lucky off at home, and I found my favorite reading place, or one of my favorite reading places. So thanks for checking out my very strange reading vlog this week. Bye.